It's a compliment. It's a compliment to the chef, right? We've made something that's so good, so addictive, that if we tinker with the release even slightly, these motherfuckers go into massive withdrawals, right? The NBA wishes they could do what we did. Imagine people every day there wasn't a finals game. Where are the NBA finals? Right? Imagine people right now be like, this NFL games, why aren't there any NFL games on Tuesdays?
Right.
We've got them so accustomed to the schedule that they are addicts.
But also just like fucking relax. May's just had a wedding.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Zach. Go tell the crack addict to relax.
I will. I'll tell the crack addict, one, to relax, and two, to eat my ass. Like, he gets to have a fucking week off.
Take it easy, Tyrone Biggums. Why don't you just go for a walk?
Just go for a walk.
You don't need a crack rock right now.
Also, the cold opens are great.
Also, listen to an old one.
Listen to an old one. They're evergreen. Not the early ones, though. I don't like those.
If you're a Patreon and you've already heard all the cold opens, that's
Listen
one
to them
thing.
together.
I tell them, I say, hey,
our bad.
Next week is a cold open supercut. We'll be back the week after.
Yeah.
If you're not a Patreon, if you're not paying for this, sorry.
Hey. No, not sorry. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Material you haven't heard.
Also this is new content. This is brand new for you.
Stuff that other people have paid for.
It's Amin's favorite.
I love it. I really do.
It's Amin's favorite to jump through 6 months of cold opens with no cohesion that he doesn't remember talking about.
But it's because
I don't remember any of it.
It feels so fresh and brand new.
I remember none of it. One, I didn't remember that we were putting that out this morning. So I had a doctor's appointment, so I'm driving to that. I put it on. I was like, I see on the podcast, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, right, we're doing this today. So I even had that moment a little bit, and then I started listening. I'm like, these are fucking great.
Excellent. They're
like,
excellent.
God.
They're
and I don't remember talking about any of it. At no point, because when we listen to an episode that we've done, and we start thinking like, oh man, it'd be funny if I made this joke. Oh, I made that joke. Right? Yeah. I don't remember shit of these cold opens at all.
Dude, I'll tell you what the really cool thing is, right? We do this podcast, and this podcast is a movie podcast. So we have some tangents, but for the most part, we're talking about a specific movie, right? The cold opens, when laced all together, it's like, this is the podcast I've always wanted to do. It's just a podcast shooting the shit. This might be my favorite podcast. Just shooting the shit. We're pretty good at it.
Margins and leftovers and cutting room floors.
Oh.
What if the cutting room floor was the entire CT5?
Oh my gosh.
What if we started putting out a third episode
of what?
Cutting room floor.
Just the cutting room floor for
CRF.
Cutting room floor. See, I thought you were going to say CRT.
So start recording all the things that we don't record now.
Yeah.
Zach has a delivery, and we're just sitting there waiting for it to grab it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got to take. We decide all. Two of us have to take a piss at the same time.
And you know what, man?
Not worth it.
You put that shit out. And you know what happens? The 1 week where you're like, okay, like guys,
super cut. Taking a piss.
No, I'm talking about the 1 week where Maids is like, hey, going on my honeymoon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's the cutting room floor? Yep. I need my piss breaks.
Once we give it to them, they'll be feeding for it just like everything else.
This idea is just straight up bad. That algorithm is busted. It's among the worst ideas I've ever heard. Top 5 easily.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Amin's drunk this evening, y'all, but he's got 5. CT5.
Welcome to Cinephobe Top 5, a.k.a. CT5. This is the companion podcast to the top 10 in the world. TV and film review podcast, Cinephobe. If you haven't listened to Cinephobe, what are you doing? Go over there. Go check it out. Maybe start with a movie that you've watched before so it feels a little familiar, and then work your way out from there. It's really good. It's really funny. I promise. If you have listened to Cinephobe, then you know what this is. This is our ranking of different things from across the Cinephobe multiverse, right? We go through these things, all these categories, and we rank them all like worst drivers and I don't know. I don't have the sheet in front of me right now, but you get it. All these different things. Shapeshifts and best dancers and best Dangerous Nights crews and all that stuff.
Dream Tony medleys.
Dream Tony medleys, dream sequels.
Did
dream
Birth of a Nation make Dream Tony medleys?
No.
Might have to update the list.
Wow. Wow. What do you think he would have said about Birth of a Nation? Let's play this for a second.
No notes.
10 out of 10. Back when America was America, that's what he would say.
How would he turn around and shit on Will Ferrell somehow?
Oh yeah, and Mark Ruffalo.
He's Mark Ruffalo too. Forgot about that. Anyways, what we go ahead and do is we rank our top fives and we give you 2 outside looking ins or OLIs this week. Since it was the weekend of Anthony Mayes' wedding celebration, we decided to do a CT5 of Mayes' wedding notes. We
the most indulgent CT5 we've ever done. We've had some indulgent CT5s.
Yeah, this might be it.
Rehearsals was a pretty indulgent one, but I think
that was
we nailed
very
that
indulgent.
One.
Yeah. Are we getting more indulgent
job with that? And somehow we've raised the stakes yet again.
You know what I like thinking about? I like thinking about somebody who's like their friend has been pestering them. You got to listen to Cinephobe, man. This shit is amazing. It's incredible. These guys are really funny. There's all these fun facts about these movies that you would have never known. I'm like, fine. I'll give it a whirl. And, all right, let me just listen to their most recent episode. Top 5 moment of Mayes' wedding.
It starts with us bragging about how good we are. How they'll listen to fucking anything. And then it's, all right, let's talk about one of the guys' weddings.
Crack dealers. That's what we are.
Hey, man, I mean, Mezcal, you say, made it onto the fucking local news. So you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You never know.
All over the world, man. All over the world. Let's go in order. Zach first. I'll go second. Mayes will bring up the caboose. Zach, your first OLI.
My first OLI, and I'm pretty sure just 3 people, well, I guess technically maybe 4 or 5 people noticed this one, but it started off with us kind of perusing the appetizers during the welcome hour. And then as one particular appetizer would come around, Amin would pretend that he hasn't tried the little pizzas. And I'll go, oh, what's this? I'll try this one. So it's Amin pretending he hadn't tried the little pizza appetizers.
Every time. Same server.
Every time. No, there were 2 different servers, I think. I believe there were 2 different servers.
Not for the pizza one. The little...
it was the same one every time?
It was the same woman every single time.
Okay, same one. Okay, so then there were 4 because it was me, it was Eden, it was Amin, and it was that same server.
Yeah. Every single time. I'd be like, oh, what are these? I'd ask her.
Oh, what are these? Oh, yeah.
These are good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll try that then. Yeah, that sounds good.
CT5 best slayer, CT5 worst slayer?
It was worst
she bought
slayer.
it.
No one bought it. No, she
bought it.
Didn't buy it. No, she
bought it.
Well, no one bought it because it was free.
I mean, you're all alive.
Oh, there it is. Finally, it showed up. My first OLI would be Zach remarking, looking around the room. This is before we had entered the seated area. This is in the little mixer. Zach looking around the room and saying, a lot of long hair in here. We felt like it was a rehearsal. Like the guys, people of the cast to be Mayes, and like they're all different heights, but they all have long hair.
And then there was a photo of 3 different size maids in the slideshow later.
There was, yeah.
All right. Well, since we're still in the welcome hour, that's good. Because my first OLI is after 6 o'clock. My dad we had a champagne toast. So everybody got a glass of champagne when they came in, and then after that, my dad was going to go get me a drink, and it was after 6, so the bar had opened at 6, so I sent him in to go get a drink. Bar wasn't open because they thought that we were going to give a toast, literally, and they thought that they couldn't open the bar until someone gave a speech. So and did the champagne toast, even though the only idea that we had the champagne for was just to drink it. So my dad goes in there and he starts yelling at people. And he goes,
"Oh, I'm mad! I missed that.
I paid for 2 hours of the open bar. Where's my Manhattan? I want a Manhattan. Where's my open bar? Blah 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 blah." He scared the shit out of our wedding coordinator, who thought that she was mad at him. Or thought that he was mad at her because he's yelling, but he was just making a stink. It was on them. Bar should have been open at 6.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm mad. Where were we, Zach?
I mean, everybody was in the room.
Oh,
so
we were
he
hovering.
He
were
went
hovering
back
around
out
it.
to the bar. So I think a handful of people were like, yeah, Amin was in there delighted at flatbreads.
Oh, little pizzas, you say? Oh, what's on those? I'll try that.
And
Little milk.
that's shaved hero meat. Okay,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah.
Zach, your other OLI.
My other OLI. The speeches were perfectly fine. Walter gave a great speech. Darlene did a great job in emceeing. But Amin and I being offended that we didn't get to give a speech during the ceremony, and so we were just roasting the speeches because we thought we would do a much better job.
Okay, so mine is very closely related to that, which is
this your other OLI?
Yes, this is my other OLI. We were game planning what we should say in the speech. This is before we realized that we couldn't shoehorn ourselves into the thing, because the news came to us from Eden via your dad that your dad was the only one, Mayes, who was going to give us a speech on your side. All the other speeches were from Isabel's side, right? So me and Zach were like, "Oh shit, this is our time. We should jump up here and do it."
Yeah.
And then we started talking about all the things we could say that would be embarrassing to you, and like, "Oh man, I don't know. He'd be so upset if we did this or whatever." And then, like, we figured out, like Zach said, but we're not in it. Then we realized these speeches were so much more embarrassing on your behalf, or you guys' behalf, than it was for us. Like, our shit would have actually been tame by comparison.
Amin
Zach, what was one of the things?
Amin at one point just turns to me and goes, "Nothing about kid touching." I was like, "Of course. That's not what? Like, I can't."
Because Zach was so fired up. I was like, "Zach,
because I love a speech. Also, I love a speech.
Okay.
Also, Amin started then going like, "Well, you just talk and I'll maybe hype man this thing." I thought we were gonna share the mic.
No, I was gonna. I
felt like you were gonna hang me out to dry
this thing.
I felt like he was gonna.
He was going to go around doing ad libs off to the side.
Yes. Then I felt like he was going to set me up for failure and try to hang me out to dry. And so then I started in my head. You didn't know this, but in my head I was like, "All right, I'm going to have to throw Amin under the bus at some point. So here's my plan B."
The other part that we didn't mention. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll save it. It'll be one of my top 5s.
So to be clear, your OLI here is realizing that nothing could be more embarrassing for the bride and groom than the speeches already were.
Yes.
Okay.
Precisely.
Didn't feel very embarrassed. Would have felt quite embarrassed if you had touched the mic at any point. So I disagree.
And I didn't like that we were told not a chance you guys get to speak.
No,
I didn't like that.
He said it so sternly.
That pissed me off.
I thought maybe I really thought
out. I almost walked the fuck out. If the food wasn't good, I would have walked the fuck out.
I would have grabbed the plate.
I would have grabbed my plate,
shoved it into my bag, and I would have left. I would have grabbed 3 drinks on my way out. Exactly. I would have been gone.
I really thought Mayes was gonna be like, "Oh, you guys should have come up." Like, even if he was lying in the moment, I thought he was just gonna like, "Oh, yeah, that would have been."
No, because the microphone. No, he couldn't have done that because the microphone was still on at that point. So he couldn't risk us just going and grabbing a microphone and disrupting the rest of the night. At no point could he risk that. No, he came over and was like, "No, not at all."
All right. Well, speaking of ad libs, during the last speech, when our friend Gia was talking about her wedding, when I was on the dance floor the entire time, my friend Victoria, my family friend who was sitting at your guys' table, chimed in from the crowd with a, "That's my boy." And I laughed.
She said it.
And she said it. That as well.
Into the top 5.
There was a newborn baby with absolutely no support on its neck, and it's just exposed to. I don't know that those headphones were doing anything to block loud music, and they're just lights and all kinds of things. I mean, this was a brand new baby. I'm not talking like 3 months old, 4 months. Yesterday, this baby came
straight from the
out.
hospital. They came straight from the hospital. I could see the pathogens attack it. Like this. I was like, what? At one point, the father said, I heard him say to someone else, "Oh, I don't want to wake her up." I'm like, you're in the middle of the dance.
So I said, just a newborn baby with no support on its neck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brand new baby.
Zero neck support. Like, it was like, what movie is that? It's Semi-Pro.
Semi-pro.
Like Semi-Pro.
Yeah. They're doing a horrible job of supporting Jackie's neck. Just on Jackie's head.
All right. My number 5 was the secret rivalry I developed with the MC, Darlene, because she's doing her speech and she's cracking all these jokes, and I nudge Zach and I'm like, "Fuck, she thinks she's funny or something? Like, what's this about? Like, what is it?" And I didn't realize. Oh no, she's actually a stand-up comedian.
She's a comedian. I was like, she's a comedian.
I was, because it was funny. It was funny, but I just didn't like the ease and like the kind of the shtick that she was doing, like with the mic and like the stage presence. I was like, all right, fucking relax. It's not the improv. This is an open mic night. And then I realized, oh, she's actually a comedian.
This is 2 straight weddings I've been at with Amin, where he has developed a rivalry with someone that didn't know they had a rivalry with.
Saw me on the dance floor. I went out
at Mo's wedding and Darlene at May's wedding.
All right. My number 5, after hearing for months and months about the knuckle bris that Amin gave Ian Carmel at a wedding he didn't even attend, a brushed nickel colander, knuckle bris, despite not being there. You really wanted to make sure that it was known that you delivered a quality gift. Zach and Amin, no gift, and Irish goodbye.
Wait,
well done, boys.
Okay, hold on. I donated to the fund.
Did you?
I'm fairly sure I did. Now
I'm fairly sure you didn't.
I didn't? Oh shit! Is it too late, or did you guys already do the honeymoon?
Yep, we did our honeymoon this week. You missed it.
Well, I mean, look, these episodes are very delayed. I can't tell the timeline.
I don't know what time it is.
I honestly don't do the registry or the thing before the whole thing. I do it after.
You do it after? I do it before. That's how you make
after.
sure. Well,
okay. Well, I'll do it.
Okay.
That's no. You know what, Maze? I'm taking accountability. That's my bad. I thought I did it. I thought I did it.
We made history on this podcast.
I'm big. Zach is squinting. I'm big on this. I'm really
doing the
big.
diagonal.
What's the line though, Zach? Is it that he's taking accountability? Is that he thought he did it?
I think that he thought about doing it. I don't think that he thought he did it.
I did it. I thought I did it. I was wrong. Apparently I did it. Unless Maze is lying. He could be lying right now.
I'm not lying.
Why would he lie about that?
Why would your dad?
There you go. My dad also has not given a gift, but he did pay for 2 hours of the open bar, in case you haven't heard.
Yeah.
I just something about that kills me, because it was 4 hours of open bar. So it's
He
not like he's saying that he paid for the open bar. He's like, I paid for 2 hours. Like,
He's like, I got half
2
this.
hours that we were on. We're on the clock for his time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, it's 4 hours open bar, but if the first 20 minutes didn't have open bar, but he paid for it, like,
I'd be furious too. Yeah. I was the Irish goodbye was one. Amin was like, hey, I'm getting an Uber, and I was like, oh, I'll go because I had like 3 hours of sleep the night before. I was exhausted. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, so I definitely did Irish goodbye. The whole like not getting you a thing, that was going to be, I'll just do it in the week after. So that was planned by me. The Irish goodbye was not planned. I thought it was going to be there later.
The Irish goodbye was absolutely planned by me. I knew I was going to reach a point where it's like,
I thought I was going to be there till the end of the night, but then I
knew. I was so ravaged by all the travel and the finals and all the built up alcohol in me that I like very quickly into the open bar. I was like, oh, I should probably slow down.
Well, I don't want to give away picks, but there are two factors that I'll mention after we're done.
Okay. All right.
Remind me of that. Yeah.
All right. Well, Zach, you're number 4.
My number 4, related to my number 5, is Amin and I realizing that Stabby is the father of the newborn baby and was the one doing a horrible job of supporting the head of this child. Well, I don't know if I don't remember if I said it or Amin said it. I think you said it. You said Stavros is the father, and I fucking lost it. I reacted like I just saw a magic trick on the street and ran away.
I just watched Tires, like the first couple episodes of Tires season 2, and so the Stavros fucking image was so fresh in my mind. And I looked at the guys like, oh man, Stabby.
Oh my god!
And we had all the Greek food for the dinner.
Caterers were Greek.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where that came from.
Is she Greek on her family, or like is there a reason, or you guys just love Greek food?
Well, she is Greek, but when we were looking at caterers, these were just the most like reasonably priced, and the food was good. So
it was excellent.
It's this Greek couple. Like he used to work in restaurants, she used to work in hotels. They came out here. They do big events, stuff like that.
I got something that cutting room floor, but it's
Mayes.
That's our spin-off podcast coming next week. Cutting room floor.
Wednesdays on the feed.
CRF, CT5, CRF.
Mayes, did you guys do like a little tour of a tasting tour of all of these caterers, or how does that work?
We tasted our caterer before we chose them, but we didn't try multiple caterers. Just I think mostly because these people were good. If we had gone to the tasting and it was bad, like then we would have probably kept going. But yeah. What are you laughing about? Was this a weird setup for a joke?
No, I'm laughing at. I'm looking at my notes and I'm getting ready for my next one.
Amin and I we had a shared notes app for like during the wedding.
Oh God.
Didn't want to forget any of these things, and I'm glad we wrote it down because
so I would like open it. I would open it up, and it would just be something. I would just fucking start losing it. I would just start losing it.
Number 4. This is one that for sure I would not have remembered at all. It might actually be Stavros that we're talking about here, but I'm not quite sure. No, it wasn't Stavros. It was someone else. Because Zach referred to some dude as Jared Weiss throughout the years. Two guys.
It kind of ties into the long hair. The long hair pick.
Jared Weiss throughout the years. That'd be fucking
There were 2 guys that looked a lot like Jared Weiss. Oh man.
So I'm guessing that one of them was like a taller dude with like
one was
taller, bigger dude with
taller
glasses.
dude. I don't remember if bigger, but a taller dude had the the kind of pulled back. Not a man bun, but kind of like that man bun in the back.
I mean, if he was hanging out with Stavros, those are the 2 guys that own the ale house where I do trivia. So
Oh, nice.
I'm guessing it was the co-owner there. And then I don't know who the other Jared Weiss would have been. That's the real question. That could be anybody. The others, the before or after picture of Jared Weiss, one of the two.
Yeah. You got to bear in mind, folks, me and Zach are pretty drunk while
No way. You guys didn't even pay for 2 hours of the open bar. All right, my number 4. So I told a version of the story on the Rewatchington this week, but there's a good catering spread, and we got 4 huge trays of leftovers that we got at the end of the night. And my friend Omar, we walked to the after party. He was carrying these trays, and so one of them had the flatbread appetizers that Amin was so delighted by, and those got passed out at the after party.
Oh, the little mini pizza. I'll try that. I would try that.
Yeah, have you seen this yet? It's
a little shaved hero meat. Oh, okay.
Shaved hero meat on it.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm all excited. I'm like, all right, let's see what we got. Some tri-tip, some salad, some pesto pasta salad, what have you. 10 pounds of green beans. 2 full fucking trays of green beans. And one of them was labeled tri-tip, so that was disappointing. The other one was green beans. The best part is some of them didn't even have, like, it had goat cheese and like almond
so just straight green
one of them
beans?
was just plain beans, plain green beans. Still got them. And so then I learned, because I was telling people this, that apparently the server that was giving out the green beans was being real stingy with green beans and was only giving people like 2 or 3 green beans at a time. And people thought it was weird that they were getting a plate and they would only get like a small amount of green beans. And no one really understands why. So we don't know what this person was doing, but that's why we ended up with 10 pounds of green beans later.
Huh. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess I didn't get a large amount of green beans either. No, I think about it.
She had some agenda. I'm not sure what it was, but she sure did.
Zach, we're in the top 3.
Okay. This was almost my number 1, but the quote from Amin in response to what this was was, "No way, not my producer. You're not going to say my man Mayes did this or did this." It is because at one point, as the night went on, we looked over, and I saw you, Mayes, and you had a short sleeve, button-up shirt on, and I wondered, were you Homer Simpsoning your shirt the entire night, or did you change into this shirt? And so it's us trying to figure out if you Homer Simpsoned your shirt all night long, or if.
Now explain.
Okay,
Well, Homer Simpson
Simpsoning your
wears a dress shirt but short sleeves.
Short
So
sleeve,
did
but he
you
still
have
has a
that
tie?
So, but he still has a tie. So did you do that all night, or did you go change into that shirt? Did you have a proper dress shirt
I
with
had
like
I
long
had a second
sleeves?
shirt.
Okay.
I had a white shirt that had sleeves that came out under the.
Amin
the
had your
suit
back.
jacket.
Amin had your back, and he was correct. But I was convinced you would Homer Simpson this thing all night.
So Zach was like, no, he's just wearing a short sleeve shirt. I said, well, maybe it's not a short sleeve shirt. Maybe he's rolled them up.
Oh, you rolled up, and then Amin tried to roll his shirt
Because Zach was like, look how high they are. You can't roll a shirt
'cause
that high.
You were like above mid bicep, like
So
with
I
that
tried
shirt. So
I
Amin
tried to
tried
roll
to
his
short sleeve shirt.
his up.
That's a
And he was like,
long way to roll it
this is
up.
too tight. It's like, this is too tight.
It's a big roll. You think you noticed the roll?
My fingers started getting numb because it's cut off the circulation.
Yeah, I think probably like an hour into dancing, I changed my shirt because
Yeah, that's about when I noticed
the high collar. It was just too much.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense. Amin had your back. I was convinced.
You thought I
I'd
pulled
had a few
fast
drinks at
one
that
on
point
you.
too, so my judgment wasn't the best.
Plus, it was dark. You can't tell the difference
Yeah,
between like
exactly.
a light lavender and a white. That's not possible.
Couldn't even tell you
so
the color suit you had.
Nah.
Wouldn't remember. Yeah.
You're not gonna say my man Mays did this. Did this dude just did this?
He said, not my producer. I mean,
Maze,
you're number 3.
Before I get my number 3, I was just going to ask, it's a yes or no question, Maze. It's going to determine my next answer.
Okay.
Have you looked at the guest book?
I did.
Okay, then number 3 is the guest book.
Wait, I took a picture. I took a picture.
Oh, you
Expect me
did?
to
Oh,
be
awesome.
bad. You can't forget about our deal.
Oh, yep, that was in there. That was in there. I think that was me.
Did you take Did you take all the pages?
I think I just took
all just yours.
No, I think I got one with both of us.
You're not gonna call the cops?
Okay. Yep, I got. Okay, so what? Oh God, this is really Jesus. Okay, so
Blurry, shaky ass hand.
so, how come you cut him,
How come you
But not-
coach him but not me?
but not me? Congrats, you crazy. Cut.
Real good
I don't know what the
handwriting
fuck
from
that
young
is.
Frank Dukes, dude.
Young Frank Dukes, and then I wrote, if you expect me to be his punching bug,
Nope.
you can forget about our deal, YFD. And then Eden, love you so much, Maze, my producer for life. Congrats to you and Isabel. And then we did do another page, but I didn't take a picture of that one. Yeah.
What was on the other page?
I don't know, but you wanted to write
I
money
wanted to keep
ears.
coming back.
Yeah.
I think I did write money ears.
Did you? Did you write money ears?
I think I did.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go back and then we didn't.
No, I wanted to keep going back all night
Yeah.
long. That was our
Yeah,
original
yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
Was to just keep circling back, new page, leave another quote in there until like the whole soundboard was going to be written down, and to attribute. Oh, I did say money ears because I signed it Robert Balboa Sr.
Right. Yes.
Money ears.
Yep, the Cinephobe guest book.
Well, I didn't know about it until someone was like, "Oh, there's cupcakes in the other room," and so we all went to go get cupcakes, and then we saw the guest book next to the cupcakes, and then it was and then that was Amin's idea, and then I very much jumped on board. I didn't really need to be told. Once he did, I was like, "I'm in." Yeah.
Great buy-in.
That was full buy-in.
Yeah, so my number 3 is the speeches. You guys already alluded to them a little bit. Mm-hmm. So our friend Darlene, Amit's rival, she's actually only supposed to do some light banter and then introduce the other speakers, but ended up giving a pretty killer, unsanctioned 9-minute speech, according to Isabel. And then Isabel's dad was next with the emotional tug on the heartstrings, start heartstrings speech. And then my dad launched into this overarching marriage is like podcasting theme.
Oh,
metaphor.
yeah.
Love that metaphor.
Probably
I got a shout out.
Missed the point for a lot of people,
Oh,
especially
Maze was
mentioning you
upset about the
guys.
shout out. Maze was upset about the shout out.
I was
That's
absolutely
what it was.
upset.
Yes. Why?
About all these people in the room that I care about, and you two
We
get
had-
mentioned.
We had people coming up to us all night. I mean, not all night, but a couple of times.
It's 5 people coming up to us.
Yeah,
What
no,
was
we had
great
people
is
coming up.
A guy came up to us at the table, came up to me at the table, and talked about how he loves the show, and he was at a Warriors game and saw a basketball Illuminati hat or hoodie, and he was like, "I just want to tell you, I love the show." But he said it to me and not Amin, and I was like,
Oh,
"Thank you
right
so
there.
much."
Producer.
And then he walked away, and Amin's like, "What the fuck?"
Like he was like very like, yo, it's so cool to see your shit. But he's saying this to Zach, and I'm like, I'm actually on the show.
Yeah, that was Brett. That's our friend Brett who
shout out
said
to Brett.
that.
Yeah.
Hi, Brett.
Yep.
Oh.
And then last but not least was our friend Gia, who's Isabel's oldest friend. And I mean, she had to follow 3 really good speeches, and I thought she was really good as well. She ended with the make Hose a housewife line,
Yep.
brought the house down, and yeah, it was a great time. Great speeches.
Yeah. All right, my number 2, Walter Mays told a story. I think this was just at our table, right? I don't think this was in the
Yes,
speech.
this was not in the speech.
in which at one point, I don't remember the age. I think maybe you were a teenager, Maze. Maybe you were like 12 or something like that, but you were in that range. And at one point you said to your father, apparently, "Father, your nefarious plan has failed. I am straight."
Yeah.
Okay.
Accurate.
He delivered it with a lot more
gusto. I mean, I can't replicate what Walter
it was
did.
like,
But yeah. Father,
Like,
your
you went,
nefarious plan has failed. I am straight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
he was
shit,
asking me what was a PC thing to include in the speech, because he had a hole in his speech where he ended up referring to me singing the Arthur theme song, which was part of the video clip from the slideshow of me just like weirdly swaying back and forth and
cutting
like
room floor
rain boots or something like that, like yellow rain boots.
I mean, I couldn't get enough of that. Let me tell you.
It's a pretty funny. It's Isabel's favorite like home video footage of me, because I'm doing weird voices. I'm incorporating the dance, and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of podcasting right there. That's kind of what I do now, is just do weird voices and sway back and forth. And so he asked me, because what I think he wanted to include was, I famously used to call my parents into the room and crank up Radio Disney to max volume and then fling myself around the room to the Macarena and just do like an insane dance.
How was that cutting room floor?
I don't know. But he didn't think that should be mainstream, so we pivoted to the Arthur theme song. But yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure you guys got quite a few. He also threatened to when I turned 18, put me in hot pink booty shorts and walk me up and down Castro Street on a leash.
That would not have made the video?
That wouldn't have made the video, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
But that was his nefarious plan. So, he does have nefarious plans.
But they failed.
They failed.
You are straight and now
I foiled them.
In a very hetero way. Yeah.
Can I ask a follow-up? Like, in what age, first of all, what age was that?
Which part? The Castro Street thing?
No, your nefarious plan.
I mean, yeah, that probably like 11 or 12 sounds right.
Okay. And then what was the makings of the nefarious plan in 11-year-old May's mind?
Great question.
I mean, he just really wanted a gay son so he can pass on all of his wisdom, because he's acquired so much gay wisdom over the years.
Wisdom.
Or jizdom, if you want to be for real about it.
Oh shit. My number 2 was Walter explaining to us that he saw Nope like 3 times and didn't get it.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I don't know if this is like a cultural bias that I have.
Oh, my God.
Like, I went to see it 3 times in the theater and I still didn't get it.
Do you know how hard it was for me to just listen to that? And that was so, like, because he was being so, like, real and vulnerable, but it was so fucking funny. It was so funny.
Man.
It was
so funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that actually recently came up because I asked him about Sinners, and he had a very similar reaction where he's like,
That's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. And thankfully, where we were seated at the table, Amin was to my left and Walter's to my right. So my back is essentially to Amin as this story is going on, because if Amin was in my sight line, I would have fucking lost it.
No, man.
I would have absolutely lost it.
Because he said, I saw it 3 times, and, I went back, and at one point I was like, wait, went back. Walter, did you go see it 3 times in the theater?
I mean, he was like, you kept going back?
Oh, because he was complaining about no subtitles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that was a great story.
All right, my number 2
Fuck, I forgot about
was a perfectly calibrated dance floor. So my friend from college, Katie, was the DJ. She's a fellow banana slug, and we had a couple people who were like excited to hear that it was her that was DJing because they had been to another wedding with her or something like that. And then we told her to start with like the older classics, and that worked perfectly because for the first like hour and a half, I would say my dad and all his friends and all the like our parents' friends were really getting after it. Mm-hmm. And at one point I look over and my dad's friends, Kernan and Bob, who had like the wild mustaches at your table, Bob
floor.
taking his shirt off, going full Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
He's stripping down to it and he's really getting after it. Then afterwards they're saying like, my knees informed me we danced quite a bit last night. Old people banter. And then at one point my dad had his back turned to me on the dance floor, and I ran up and I got him with just a perfectly dialed hip check. I hit him like pretty hard. He staggered, but he didn't fall. I shocked him, but it wasn't painful.
What would you have done if he fell?
I picked him up.
Okay.
Talk shit.
And then called 911.
Yeah, that's a real big gamble there.
And then they were done by 10. They were like, all right, we got our fill. We did it. We're out of here. It was perfect. Yeah. And then we went till almost 1 a.m. Well, some of us did.
Yeah, some of us tapped out.
Zach, you're number 1.
I'm thinking this might be a same number 1 too, bro, with Amin, but this was the highlight of the night for me. Was the absolute confirmation from Walter of the little Tommy Throckmorton story.
Same note too.
I mean, to where we're like, all right, now is this real? And we're like, is this really like how it went down? And like, can you confirm? And he said, word for word, like impression. And then he did the impression for us. Like he like absolutely like was like, yes, this is 100% accurate.
Mayes, I'd like to amend mine. It is still Tommy Throckmorton, but it was the realization that Zach and I dropped the ball, because what could have been the greatest wedding gift ever, wedding speech ever, was that we were going to get up and say, Mayes, meet Tommy Throckmorton. And then he's going to walk into the door.
We should have found him and brought him in.
Yeah. And then we realized, we couldn't find him and all that stuff. And we're like, dude, we should have just hired an actor.
We could have brought anybody in.
We could have brought anybody. Just come in and say, my body.
Drop your pills on the ground. Spill your pill box.
What would have been great is like he like starts to pull a speech out of his jacket, and then the pills fall out. He goes, oh my body! And then like runs out.
God, that would have been the greatest speech ever.
Yeah,
that's my number.
But yeah, confirmation of little Tommy Throckmorton was, oh my God, made my night.
And the plan to bring Tommy Throckmorton is my number 1.
Yeah, add that to mine as well. I'd like that in there.
All right, my number 1. You guys have alluded to it. So the gentleman you refer to as Stavros. His name is Miles, and yes, his newborn baby is less than a month old, and so we knew they were coming.
It was a date.
I thought they would make an appearance and like leave after dinner, like bring the baby in, hang out for a little bit, and then leave. No, they were there till the very, very end. And not only that, he showed up when he showed up, he's wearing a white linen shirt and a Cuban hat. And he smuggled his way through the part, like he enters that little side room and he's like sidling, like getting over to the far side so he could put the baby down like in the carrier. And he is I want to say like a quarter Cuban or half Cuban or something like that, but it looked like he was fucking Fidel Castro smuggling a baby into my wedding.
Elian Gonzalez.
And then like every time I turn around later in the night, he's right there. I've got a video of them dancing to Goodbye Horses. Baby's on the dance floor.
I don't want to wake her up.
I'm totally asleep. Soundproof headphones. Yeah. And do you guys know what the baby's name is?
Tommy Throckmorton.
Medulla.
Like medulla oblongata?
Yep.
Medulla oblongata.
Exactly.
That one will shoot you in the medulla oblongata.
Repeat offender. So yeah, the low key MVP of the night was Miles and his partner and his newborn baby dancing the entire night.
Stabby. I remember one I called him Stabby because he took his hat off.
Yep.
Yeah,
The reason he had the hat on, and like I think it was Indiana Jones or something. We had like some lame joke like that. But when the hat came off, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
it's Stabby.
Yeah, stole the night for sure.
Cutting room floor.
Okay, I want to explain the tap out by me. Is one bartender got real weak with the drinks.
Oh fuck! I forgot all about that.
Real weak
10?
with the drinks. Yeah, where it was like
Makes sense.
had to order a double, and even then it was not a full drink.
It was
Yeah, like real weak with that. And we're paying at that point. Like we're paying.
Once we switch to paying, they're like, let's cut this shit way the
Oh
fuck
my
down
God.
for some reason.
Yeah. So then
Well,
at that point,
also-
I'm not even getting a real drink. I'm too tired to keep this going, right? And then it was the sleep. And at one point, I hit a wall, and I'm like just sitting at a table trying to collect. I'm like, all right, I can get my energy up. And Mayes comes like dancing over, like, get up, like get up to the dance. I was like, motherfucker, I'm trying. I was like, and I did because it's your wedding, but like I was like really trying to collect myself to like, all right, you have another hour in you. Let's like you can do it. And then you come like fucking green gianting over to me, like, get on the dance floor, get off your phone. And I'm like, God damn it, man. Like I'm trying to get over.
I need a blow,
I'm
coach.
trying to do this. Yeah.
Zach was sitting like, if you ever see like Donald Trump whenever he's hosting another head of state, and he always looks like hands between the legs and kind of like doesn't want to be there. That's what Zach was sitting like.
Yeah, I was trying to collect my energy. Like, I was like, okay, you can do another hour. Like, you can get and then, Mayes was like, get on the dance floor. I was like, okay, this is it. I got to tap the fuck out. I'm so tired.
OOLI, the giant Viking thrones at the venue that they had
Upstairs.
up on the
And
balcony.
then we realized, so who was seated on the balcony? Because we found out after the fact, there were people who had tables up there.
Yeah. So my nephew and then Gia, the girl that gave the last speech, and their partners were up there. So there was like two little bistro tables up there. There's a couple people who were sitting like on the side because there were chairs in the wall. But yeah, we had a whole photo shoot on the throne things before everybody got there. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. But yeah, that's the appeal of the Swedish American Hall, and it
was a dope space.
1907 original architectures. They had all these fucking chairs everywhere.
I walked in and I told Zach the red wedding happened here.
Pretty much, yeah. That was definitely the vibe.
Cutting room floor. Your father, when we first said everyone go sit down, your father was like, you and you to me, Zach and Eden, you're sitting with me. And then he proceeds to like name check who the other people at the table are going to be. And said, don't let anyone sit here. That's for so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And then he got up and left. And so we're like,
we don't know who these people are.
And then people start showing up trying to sit down. And
we're like, hold on, you can't sit there. We don't know it.
No, well, in theory, that's what we did. In reality, we told Eden, you have to tell them that they can't sit there.
Oh, yeah, we put that on Eden. Yeah, we did put that on Eden.
We foisted it on her, and she's like, and then Victoria was like, well, I'm going to sit here. Like, she was like, okay, whatever. I don't care what you say, whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, what Walter said is like, I'll deal with Walter or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when Walter showed up, he's like, oh, yeah, everyone who came to sit there was supposed to be there, thankfully. But we didn't know because we were like, your dad just disappeared. And we're like,
I was legitimately thinking like, okay, we have to go find another table. We fucked this up. Like, I mean,
we got to leave. We got to run to Mexico.
Yeah, we
gotta
got
go.
IDs.
Cutting room floor. So the tri-tip fucking amazing, right? Like we were like, so we had our tape, and the joys of sitting at Walter's tables, we were first ones called. So we went over, we get our plates, we come back, we eat. And so Amin and I are like looking at each other like, I mean, it's buffet style. We can go back, right? Like we could do this. And so we're like, all right, yeah, let's go back. Let's go back. And then so we start to look over, and like the table, I guess, kind of diagonal from us, they get up for the first time. Like it's been a minute.
Oh, we ate and we're sitting
we're
there.
bullshitting, sitting there. And now we're like, okay, it's been enough time. We can go. Then we look over and they're like, okay, your table can go now to them. And we're like,
I'm like, they haven't
fuck, they haven't eaten yet? Like, and then, but then we kind of just like looked at it, we're like, well, can we still go? Like, we did wait, but yeah, the realization that we were about to get seconds before a table got first.
Yeah, in my head, I thought that like I didn't think that it would shake out with everybody sitting down first and then getting up one at a time to go get the. I kind of figured it would be more of like a go whenever you want or like wait in line type thing. But then it became incredibly obvious once we were like in the room and about to give our little welcome address that it was going to be. It's essentially like you had a table without being assigned a table,
right? Yeah.
Which ended up working out well, but
it worked out.
If you ate first, there. If you ate first, there are tables that we're not going to eat for a while after you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to Walter.
Shout out to Walter. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
the Walter table is going to eat first for sure.
He paid for 2 hours of the open bar. I don't know if you heard.
That's what I heard. I heard that there was a rumor going around.
Oh man, there's a story your dad said about you begging to watch Saving Private Ryan. And then finally on your 12th birthday, you got like, it was a sleepover, you had all your friends over and turned it on, and 15 minutes in, you went to his room and
crawled into bed.
Yeah, Omaha Beach was a little much.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Was it the bullet through the head when the guy got out, or like? I
think it was probably like the guts being emptied out onto the beach. If I can recall correctly about what happened in that movie. Yeah, it was those like I've been waiting for my birthday to watch this movie thing. I definitely was like, I was terrified of Alien the first time we watched it. My dad super loves Alien, the original, and so that took me a while to work up the courage to watch that one.
Alien Gonzalez.
Shout out to the cupcakes. That was a really good idea by my mom to
those are
choose a bunch of mini cupcakes as opposed to like a big cake or something like that. And we had like a tasting of the different flavors and stuff. And I was a little worried because they went out, I don't know, they went out around 9 or something, and they were in the other room. So I wasn't sure that people were going to know they were there or get them, but they got smacked. They got eaten.
Yeah, right next to the guest book.
Word got out.
Yeah,
and then,
word spread about the cupcakes.
Then the guest book was discovered, and that kind of dominated our attention.
Money ears.
Robert Balboa.
Money ears.
Oh shit! I just had one that I thought of. What the fuck?
Friday night, Amin showing up and going, "Where's Zach?"
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have work shit. I had to
Zach
change my
would be
flight.
there.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the Friday night, my friend Heinz, who had the Airbnb that we went to for the after party on Saturday, but on Friday night, he's like, "Come on, let's keep it going. Let's make the most of it. Like, let's keep it going. Come on, guys. Come on over to the Airbnb. Like, let's keep this fun time going." It's like, hey man, like we're doing this tomorrow. Pace yourself.
Oh man. Speaking of Friday night, you just reminded me. Your friend Omar telling the story of going to a Suns game with Trey and having a little too much to drink, and Trey got sick. Not Tracy Morgan style on the court, but like somewhere in some environment, like maybe right off courtside or whatever. He threw up in a trash can, and as a result, they were escorted off the premises.
Yeah, that was in Omar's period of trying to hit all the arenas. I think he made it to like 5.
Yep. He did. I didn't follow up. He said that. He definitely said, I was trying to go to every NBA arena. And so when I got to Phoenix,
he might have gotten to 7. I might be under, but still, he definitely did not get halfway. I know that.
Yeah.
It was a pretty ambitious goal. I mean, how many arenas have you been to?
I've been to all of them except I've never been to the new Detroit one. I've never been to the new Sacramento one, and I think that's it. Those are the only two. I think I've been to all the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to the new Detroit one. I haven't been to OKC. I haven't been to Philly. I think I've been to everything else.
So all we got to do is get Omar a job in the NBA and help him out a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, another cutting room floor. Walter complaining about how every summer he tried to get Mayes to do basketball camp and and Mayes. What would he say, Zach? I gotta remember the exact terminology because again, Walter's so good at telling the stories. Like, Father, summertime is for self-reflection or some shit like that. Basically, you wasn't trying to do shit in the summer, and then your senior year,
you guys got smacked or something like that, and you were like the whole team was upset. Maybe the last game, whole team's upset, and you were sitting you were like at dinner or something like that after the game. You're with your dad. And then you started complaining, like, why didn't you put me in basketball camps, like summer camps?
It was, you know what it was, Zach? I think, Mayes, correct me if I'm wrong. The team wasn't good. You got smacked most games, but this game, the last game, you actually had a chance to win. Like, it was a close loss.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Hard to remember. I mean, our coach should have been fired before my senior year, but they waited until like game 12 to fire him. So that was a really smooth operation because then we just threw away the season completely.
High school coach getting fired?
Mid-season high school coach getting fired. And it was
teacher too? Or
no.
Okay.
Hold on, but was it like he was fired for basketball reasons? Like not
even really sure. I mean, probably partially, but the athletic director was a total like yes man to whatever the board or the president of the school said. He didn't really push back on anything, so he wasn't really effective. But yeah, it definitely felt like, all right, well, senior year's in the trash, kids. Like, enjoy. But yeah, I mean, my dad used to come to my basketball games, sit in the stands, read the paper, and every once in a while he'd stand up and try to get everybody to call me Moose. So
Moose is in the house.
You don't respect the boulevard, and you don't respect the fans.
Wow.
Yep.
Wait, Zach, is this a cutting room floor in the chat?
Oh, you just saw that?
I just saw it now.
I have one. I have one, but it's an OOOLI. I can't say it on the.
It's a CRF spinoff exclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can
so
share
that means
it?
end the podcast. Or are you texting it?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No. I can't say it on the pod.
Okay.
Send us your CT5 lists of May's wedding.
What? Or did you send it?
No. I'll say it when we're done recording.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to say it? Okay.
All you out there in the audience,
all you out
let
there,
me know what your favorite part of my wedding was.
Yeah. At Talk Hoops, at Darth Main, at Cornballs, at Cinephobe, at Count the Dings, or leave it in the Discord by being a Patreon member, patreon.com/Count the Dings.
Mezcal, you say?
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.